This is Black China. She currently has the most subscriptions on OnlyFans, a website where users can access primarily adult female content for a price. The average salary in the United States is about $50,000, but in 2021, Black China literally made the average yearly salary every hour, earning an estimated $240 million. But how did she make this much? And more importantly, how did we get here?
What do we have here? Looks like I have a little visitor. You may kiss my boots.
Thank you, goddess.
We live in a very interesting time, one in which gender roles and societal norms drastically differ from any other period in history. In ancient times, a caveman's life was simple yet difficult. His job was to hunt for food and protect and provide for his family and his tribe. In ancient Rome, Julius Caesar became a famous military leader and eventually became the dictator. And in ancient Greece, the philosopher Socrates preached speaking the truth and making wise decisions. Ancient Greece also promoted a muscular physique, one based on aesthetics and proportions. All throughout history, men have been celebrated for their masculinity, their ability to protect and provide, their drive for conquest, their intellect and values, and their muscular physiques. All throughout history, men were men. But if we fast forward to the 1960s, an experiment on mice would be very telling of what was to come of Western civilization.
In this 16-cell mouse habitat, utopian conditions of nutrition, comfort, and housing were provided for a potential population of over 3,000 mice. Yet, in spite of ideal conditions, the mouse population met with catastrophe.
This is John B. Calhoun, an ethologist who created what he called a rodent utopia, otherwise known as Universe 25, a small, controlled environment that provided excess resources and perfect living conditions to a group of mice. As was expected, the mice created a flourishing society. The excess resources allowed for population growth and resulted in clear roles and typical behaviors for the mice. Unfortunately, the utopia did not last long.
Excess males strived for acceptance, were rejected, and withdrew.
Rather than reproducing, most males opted for stress-free lives of eating, grooming, and sleeping while remaining solitary. These mice had been rejected by their peers and females. Meanwhile, a very small percentage of the males attracted the females, yet these mice showed neglect and were unwilling to provide and protect for their partner and offspring. Females also changed drastically, becoming more masculine to fill the role of men, and consequently becoming more independent and less interested in mating. Before Calhoun knew it, the colony had gone extinct.
Reproduction totally ceased, and the animals have just aged and died.
Universe 25 is a telling tale of how an easy life, and one plagued by isolation and a lack of meaningful social interaction, can destroy a civilization.
We need better establishment to allow interrelationships to protect us from too many contacts, but to allow us for those contacts which we do engage in to be more meaningful for our own lives.
The modern world has seen men turn from having a masculine drive and purpose and a resilient mind to seeking instant gratification and being weak. Most seek to constantly numb themselves with modern pleasures rather than searching for true purpose and happiness. Why upgrade in real life when you can upgrade in a game? Why get a girlfriend when you can chat with your dream girl behind a paywall?
An online relationship, thousands of dollars, and a triple murder.
Tonight, News 6 is digging into the case of a 29-year-old accused of killing his family in their Chuliota home.
Grant stole $200,000 from his parents to communicate with an online call girl from Bulgaria on a website.
Similar to Universe 25, the ease of life has resulted in the annihilation of the building blocks for society: masculine men and feminine women. Men have become increasingly isolated and unable to reproduce. Meanwhile, women have flocked to a small percentage of men, adopted more masculine traits, and rejected motherhood.
Most young women are taught badly that the most important thing that they'll do in their life is their career, and that's simply not true.
I'm 38. I feel like I've got through my early 30s without almost luckily, When I look at what my friends have to deal with their children, I almost feel a little bit blessed.
In a world with no struggle, where men strive for an instant dopamine hit rather than purpose and goals, and where women have become more financially successful than most men can dream of, the West is doomed to fail.
This is just to make Mason even more upset.
Okay, JP yourself, thank you for the $10,000, but you know what would really make these incels upset and my ex? Donating $1 million. I bet that'll really get them.
Perhaps the most chilling conclusion from his Mouse City studies, says Dr. Calhoun, is that once this change in social behavior occurs, it apparently cannot be reversed.